Hi knitters, welcome to episode 59 of the Knitty McPurly podcast. Please like, subscribe. I'm Devin of Knitty McPurly. You can find me at Knitty McPurly on Instagram and at knittymcpurly.com. If you want to email me, you can email me at devin@knittymcpurly.com. Hi, I'm so glad it's podcast day. It's actually the day before podcast day, but I have the holiday market on Saturday. So I am recording this on Thursday, the 9th of December, 2021. I'm very excited to be here. Very excited for the holiday market. I'm a little nervous. The weather that day, it's supposed to be rainy and 70. I don't know. We'll figure that out, I guess, when we get there, as long as it's not windy. I think that as long as it's not downpouring and windy, I think it'll be fine. And it's rain or shine. They're not canceling it. There's no rain date, so we'll get what we get and we won't get upset. So I wanted to tell you that I had this huge order placed by a new customer, a new podcast watcher, and I took a screenshot of it and sent it to my husband, and we both did a little happy dance. I just wanted to tell you that because when you support small businesses, you're supporting actual real people. So if you want to shop small this Christmas, I highly encourage you to do that. Etsy and whatever else. So I have been super busy working on our retreat. I got so many messages about this retreat. Everyone is very excited about it. I kind of went through and made a list of the things that I want for this retreat. It needs to be nice. I don't want someplace that's not super clean and nice, but I don't want it to be so nice that we can't afford it. $400 a night? No, that's not gonna work for me at all. So it needs to be nice, but also reasonably priced. When I've been searching, I spent a lot of time yesterday searching for a good place all over the continental US. I searched. There's a lot of places that are very big and kind of sterile, like a corporate retreat kind of place, and that's not what I want. I want the gathering space to have comfy chairs and a fireplace, but be big enough to accommodate, 50 people. So what I want is kind of specific. And I think if I find it, that's what we're gonna get, because I don't care so much where it is as I want what I want. I want it to be this specific thing. Everyone has to get their own bed and no bunks. I don't want a cabin with 6 bunks in it. No one wants to climb into a top bunk. Not doing that. 2 people could share a room and a bathroom, and that's fine as long as everybody gets their own bed. And there needs to be decent food. I'm thinking a Thursday night through a Sunday morning retreat sometime in October or November of 2022. So for some places, that's the peak. So if it were cheaper in January, February of 23, that would be okay too. But if you have any suggestions, some people left me some suggestions last time, and that was super helpful. If it's an out of the way place, someone suggested an island, and that's gonna be too hard to get to. It needs to be accessible from an airport, and I would love something in the mountains. We got lots of mountains in the United States. I'm open. Main places I've been looking are North Carolina and Montana. For some reason, these places are popular for people's suggestions. People are located kind of around those 2 areas. They both have mountains. Does Montana have mountains? I don't know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful there anyway. I actually don't know if they have mountains. But yeah, so if you have a suggestion that fits all those criteria, then let me know and I will look into it. I'm waiting for some phone calls back on a couple of places that I called. So we shall see. It's very exciting. I want to have about 50 people because I think if I have 50 slots, then everyone who wants to come will be able to come, but it won't get too big. I don't want to exclude anybody. Everyone is welcome, but I also don't want it to be gigantic because I don't like a huge crowd either. Many of you messaged me and said, I really don't like a huge crowd. And I'm like, no, I don't either. So progress and shop news. So like I said, the holiday market is on Saturday. I have mainly been putting the finishing touches on that. I've had to label everything and price everything, and I'm in my dyeing space. I have it all set up the way I want it. Then I'm going to take pictures, and then when we get there, we'll be able to set it up just like that. I'll be bringing my octagon shelf with some of my cute stuff to add to the prettiness of the whole thing. I don't know how much of this is going to come with me. Probably most of it is going to end up there with me. I ordered a sign online and it is supposed to come tomorrow, but I haven't even gotten a shipping notice for it. So this may be my Knitting with Pearly Yarn Co. sign. That's fine. No big deal. Whatever. I've been making pom-poms and hats, basically, what I have been working on. One thing I wanted to show you, I showed you this last week. I can't remember how far along I was on this hat. Now, when I hold it up like this, it looks gigantic, and it is kind of gigantic. So this is the Everywhere hat pattern. This is a pattern that is free on my website if you want to go get it, knittingwithpearly.com. For this one, I held 2 strands of worsted with 1 strand of mohair. So that made kind of a bulky weight. And I used a size 9 needle for the ribbing and a size 10.5 for the body. Now, the hat is written for an Aran weight yarn where you work the brim in a 7 and you work the rest of the hat in an 8. So if you look at this, you can see that the bulky one with the bigger needles is a much bigger hat. But watch. This is the Aran weight one, okay? Totally fits, looks good, covers my ears. I look like a flapper. Okay, and this is the bulky weight one. Totally fits, looks good, comfy, a little bit slouchy back here, got a little extra fabric back here, but I like the fit of both of these hats. So don't think if you make a hat and you think, oh my gosh, it's so large, probably it will fit just fine. Even, you know, looking at these together, there's a big difference in the sizes, but they both fit. A hat can be worn in many different ways. I actually think I like the fit of this bigger one even better than the regular one. And I don't even have very much hair. So if you have a lot of hair, you would probably like the bigger one even more. So like I said, I did this in a bulky weight with a size 9 needle for the ribbing and a 10.5 for the body. I'll try and put the notes down below if I don't forget. But both of those hats, along with some others, will be at the holiday market for purchase. I think I am charging $38 for the adult hats and $28 for the baby hats. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I found this hat design. It's all the mohair in the air. That's why my nose is always itchy. It's just there's mohair everywhere. It's fiber. I went to Hobby Lobby and I saw this design of hat in acrylic weight. Now it did have a pom-pom, a faux fur pom-pom, and it was $18, and that was knit by a machine. And you can, I mean, it's got a seam up the back, clearly not like this hand knit hat. So I figured $38 for an adult size hat was a fair price. So yeah, that is what I have been working on. Now on to knitting fantasies. Today I want to talk about the new Interpretations 8 by Joji Locatelli and Veera Välimäki, which just came out like a hot second ago, just came out, maybe 2 days ago it was released. So this is a book, it's like a magazine / book. Joji and Veera put this out every year in December, and it's a collaboration between the two of them, and they're all good. I mean, these two designers are they're good friends, and they do such a great job on this every year. You can get this in your local yarn store as a book, or you can buy it as an ebook on Ravelry. I want to say it's like 20 euros on Ravelry. I don't know why I saw the thing in euros. But you could buy each pattern individually also on Ravelry if you wanted to do that. I want to start by saying, first of all, Joji is very sweet. I've met her a couple of times, and she's a very kind and sweet and genuine person. I've never had any kind of negative interaction with her ever. She's just delightful. So even though she's a member of kind of big knitting, like big pharma, you know, big knitting, I do air quotes entirely too much. Can we just like put that out in the open? What's up with the air quotes? I don't know. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, even though she's a member of big knitting, she's really, really a delightful, sweet person. I have not met Vera before. Probably she is too. But she looks amazing. Joji looks amazing. Looks like she's been working out and she looks like she's lost a little bit of weight. Not that she needed to lose weight, but she just looks amazing in these pictures. But I have 3 picks from Interpretations 8. My first pick is the Ladybird Wrap. And this is worked in a fingering weight yarn. This one is by Joji, as you can tell by the picture. And I just love the way this looks. I just think it is super pretty. I love the way the yarn moves. I'm not exactly sure what she did there. I didn't look too much into the details of it. I just think it's really pretty. And if I had time, I would totally make and wear that. I have never designed a rectangle shawl before, but maybe I should. I really like rectangle shawls. I don't own one. I've never worn one, but they're cool. I like them. My second pick is by Vera Valimaki, and it is the Thistle Cardigan. Now, I did not look into this one very deeply at all. I basically found the overview on Pom Pom Magazine's website, and it didn't have any details about it. This looks like a worsted or maybe an Aran weight. That's my guess. But it's just a cabled sweater that is really pretty, and hers is in a really pretty color, and I really like it. I'm not even sure what the front looks like. This picture is just of the back, but it's really pretty. I like it a lot. And my third pick is probably my favorite. It is the Virginia vest, and this is named after Joji's mom, Virginia, who everyone knows and loves, everyone's favorite knitting mom out there. It's so pretty and light. It's a fingering weight vest with these really pretty designs, knit in a yarn that's just gorgeous with the speckles, and it just looks very, very beautiful. I would totally make this. I just think it's gorgeous. But anyway, I think go check out Interpretations 8. Those were my 3 favorite things in there. There were a few things in there that I would not make. I was not interested in, but yeah, go check those out. Okay, this week's topic. Now, last week we talked about my daughter's science fair project and how she was trying out different dyes, different types of dye on 100% wool yarn to see how well it would take. And we found that they all kind of worked. Even dye that wasn't meant for wool yarn still worked pretty well. And somebody brought up to me, you know, it might bleed later. And that is absolutely true. Honestly, the thing about bleeding is it's rare to not have any bleeding in your yarn, unless it's just not a very saturated dye. If the dye is very saturated, even if the dyer washes it and washes it and washes it and washes it until it runs clear, you still might have a little bit of bleeding. It's no big deal. I wouldn't worry about it, but it is possible that down the road, those other types of dyes may bleed more, and that would be something maybe to try. Also, I feel like, you know, superwash, it's probably gonna take a little bit differently too. So, but anyway, we were talking about color, and we talked about this before, and one thing I wanted to tell you about, just anecdotally, is that I was at the grocery store one day, and I picked up the HGTV magazine, and I liked it so much that I subscribed to it. And the thing that I liked about it is that it shows a lot of color palettes that look good together. And this is an example of a modern kind of Christmas. Like, this is not traditional Christmas at all. This one is really good. The one before this, not so much. But one thing I really like about it is that it just gives you lots of interesting color palettes to choose from. This is what I was talking about that time. I was talking about color, and I said, find a picture you like that has colors in it, oh, that's gorgeous, that go together, and use those colors. It doesn't have to be a picture of a garment. It can be a picture from a home improvement magazine. So anyway, this magazine I think is really good. I really like this. Like this is, that's just really pretty. It's just really interesting. And you know, if you have the imagination and you can translate that into a knitting project, then by all means. But if you don't, then you can find a picture of a garment that has the colors that you want. You can go on Pinterest or whatever and type that in so that you're not reinventing the wheel every time. Yeah, that's always nice. So anyway, HGTV magazine, I subscribed to it, and like a year's subscription costs about as much as buying it one time from the newsstand. So if you're interested in that, go subscribe to it, and they'll send it to you every month for like, I don't know, 12 bucks or something for the year. Oh, I forgot to show you my yarn. I have it here on my little hooks. Now I showed these last time, or I think I showed this one last time. This is the group of colors that I put together for the Modern Rainbow Socks number 2. And this is my traditional colors for the Modern Rainbow Socks number 1. But these will be at the holiday market. I'm kind of going off script here a little bit because I forgot about these things. One thing I wanted to share with you, this beautiful book was sent to me by Lisa Hennessy. It's called Knit, Pray, Share. And this just has, it's a Christian knitting book, essentially. And it has a lot of very easy, simple projects with, each project has a little prayer with it and a Bible verse. But like, there's a beach bag. Let's see. There's just a lot of cute, easy projects, some booties. Anyway, I wanted to give this book away to one lucky podcast watcher with this skein of DK yarn. My mom was over at my house yesterday and I was showing her my setup, and she picked this out and she was like, this is my favorite. I think it is just so pretty. Those are ends sticking out. This is like a sagey green with navy blue and brown speckles. And this color is called Contemplative. And this is in the Dubrovnik DK, which is a very firm, crispy knit to knit with. I mean, I really like the Dubrovnik DK and the Warsaw Worsted for sweaters. And you can make whatever you want with this. You could add something to it and make it a hat, or make a DK weight hat or whatever. But it just has a nice crisp feel to it. Not like crunchy, like it's soft, but it's not, bleh, you know, like it doesn't do that. It's just very like, it's nice. I like it. So leave me a comment below, any comment you want, and I will enter you to win this giveaway, Knit, Pray, Share by Lisa Hennessy, and one skein of Dubrovnik DK. Okay, so it says hats, headbands, baby gifts, bags and totes, pet supplies, scarves, home goods, kitchen, bath, and cleaning supplies, and much more. So there's all kinds of projects in here. So if you leave me a comment, you'll be entered to win in that giveaway, and I will announce it next week on the podcast. Okay. One other thing, so I like made my notes, but then I realized there were other things I wanted to talk about too. So one thing I wanted to show you, this is super exciting. This is the Portageur bag, it's got my keys on it, by Jenny Yun. She sent me this one to beta test, and I always have my keys on this clip, and this bag has lots of places to clip it. I think there is one of these on the inside, so I could clip it on the inside, but out of laziness, I usually clip them on the outside. So this has a cool label on it. This is just my actual purse that I'm actually using right now. It has these handles like that. And then it also has a shoulder strap that is adjustable. I have kind of adjusted it to be, you know, not super long, because I don't like a super long strap. So I am beta testing this bag for Jenny, and I have not yet sent her any feedback, mainly because I've been a little bit crazy. Like November's knit along, I have not forgotten about it. I will have a winner. I just have not had a chance to pick one yet. Between the retreat and the holiday market and the podcast and homeschooling and driving and holidays, my daughter's birthday was yesterday. It's just been a little bit crazy, but I do use this bag every single day, and I've come up with some good feedback, I hope, for Jenny. So this comes up like this, and it kind of opens like that. Now this is my actual purse. So you're gonna see my actual purse content. There's a McPurley pouch in there, my wallet that I made, and there's this cool pocket here, which I think I have a prescription in it right now, but you can put your phone in there or whatever. Now when it's open like this, you can still carry it with these handles, but I think when it's like that, I tend to use the shoulder strap a little bit more. But this bag is fabulous. It feels as amazing as it looks. I'm getting some like scratches on it. I'm not getting too worried about that because I feel like that kind of adds to the character. And who's got time to worry about scratches? Not me, definitely not. So this bag is being very well loved. Jenny, if you're watching, I really, really like it a lot. I do not have very many criticisms of this bag, almost none. And it's a perfect size. Isn't it a good size? I thought it would be bigger than this, and I was a little worried it would be too big, but it really is not. It's hard for me to, I don't know, it's like, here's my head, and here's how big it is. It's just a really good size. So she does not have these available to purchase yet, but I think that once she gets the info back from all the beta testers and decides how she's gonna implement the changes if there need to be any, then she will have them for sale. And this is Jenny Yun Leather Wool Design. I'll put a link to her Instagram and her website in the description below if you want to go check her out. I got coffee this morning because I woke up this morning. So yesterday, it was my daughter's birthday. My parents come over. I can always count on making my dad a cup of coffee at any given time. Anytime he shows up, he's gonna want a cup of coffee. So I go to make him a cup of coffee and I find that I'm out of coffee. And I was like, oh no, that's terrible. So I was like, would you want some tea? And he was like, sure. So I made him some tea and that was all fine. But I forgot to apply the knowledge that we had no coffee to the morning. So I got up this morning and I go to start making myself, there's something in my eye, that's why I keep blinking. I go to make myself a cup of coffee and there's no coffee. So I'm drinking tea, which we all know is a poor substitute. I mean, just stop, like just no. So I have 2 cups of tea and I am just like propping my eyes open with toothpicks. So I'm driving my daughter to school. My husband's like, stop at Starbucks and get a really good coffee. So I got like a dark roast with a shot of espresso in it, which was amazing. It woke me right up. But I'm holding my cup and I'm thinking about Jenny, and she makes these leather sleeves to replace the cardboard sleeve around the cup of coffee, like from Starbucks, or she's Canadian, so Tim Hortons or wherever you are. But I was holding it thinking, gosh, I need one of those leather cup holders that Jenny makes. They're so cute. I don't even know how much they are, if she has any in stock, but I'm sure you can find them on her Instagram or website or both. They are just so cute. And I like the idea of not using, and I never buy coffee. I never do that. But if I had a cute leather holder, I bet I would buy it more. And I would feel less bad too about wasting that little cardboard thing every time. I really don't feel bad about that at all, but I could probably muster up some bad feeling so that I would feel good about using the leather one. Because the heat does really radiate from the cup through that cardboard. So I feel like that's totally justified. And it's super adorable. And I would like to carry it in my Portager bag. So anyway, go check out Jenny. I don't know if she still does, but at one point she had a sign-up list if you were interested in information about the Portager when it comes out. That's possible that still exists. You could check on her website. Okay, this week's word of the week, I am going crazy, out on a limb, You'll never guess what I picked. I chose the very esoteric words knit and crochet because I was curious about these words and what the origin was. And what interestingly, the origin of the word knit comes from the stitch itself, whereas the origin of the word crochet comes from the tool, the hook. So the word knit comes from the Old English knytten, Cnyttan, which is of West Germanic origin, related to the Germanic knuten, Knu with an umlaut, Tten, which means to knot or to join or unite. So to knit could be to unite or to knot or to join. If there's any Germans watching that want to add anything to that, please do. Please leave me a comment. I would love to hear about that. But the word knitting, as we know it today, has only been around since about the 16th century. However, the word crochet comes from the Old Norse krøkker, K-R-O umlaut, K-R, and the French croc, I guess, C-R-O-C, meaning hook. But the word crochet, as we use it today, just came into being around the 19th century, so it's a much newer word. But crochet originates from the word hook, and knit originates from the knotting together of a fabric, which I thought was really interesting. Kind of makes sense. I guess. Okay, so here's what happened. I am so excited to tell you that I have a story to share from a podcast watcher. Today's story comes from Carista Lowe, and she is a lovely, lovely knitter who sent me this adorable story, super cute video. So she just did such a good job. And she's also interested in the retreat. So I'm excited. I got so much interest in that. Anyway, if you would like to share a knitting story for So Here's What Happened, please send me a video of you telling any story that is interesting or funny or cute or heartwarming or anything that you would like to share, and I would love to share it on the podcast. She went to a lot of trouble. She sent me, she has little pictures in her video. Don't feel like you have to do that. If you want to, that's great, but if you don't, that's fine too. She also sent me some photos, which I'll share with you after her video. So for now, here is Carista.
Hi, Devin. My name's Carista, and so here's what happened. When I was a little girl, I was a huge strawberry shortcake fan. Think this. Then, when my daughter was little, Strawberry Shortcake came out again, and it was a really cute cartoon that we enjoyed watching together. So think this. Well, it was getting close to her birthday, and I wanted to knit her a hat. So I found a hat pattern online, a free pattern, this. And when it was time to get it all knit up, I went ahead and used Vanna's Choice yarn to knit her a hat. Unfortunately, I was still a new enough knitter at that point that I didn't check for gauge or accommodate for her head size. I don't know what I was thinking. She would have been about 3 at this time. And so I went ahead and knit this hat. Well, it ended up huge, like wouldn't even fit me. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have this cute strawberry hat, but there's no way this is gonna work for her. So I decided to do the next best thing and put it on her ski helmet. So here's a short video clip of my daughter wearing her strawberry shortcake hat. Are you glad you're out here today? Good. At that point, I turned what was supposed to be a hat for her into her ski helmet, and she became known as Strawberry Shortcake on the ski hill. It was super fun. She wore the helmet for a few years until it was just too small. And then unfortunately, I no longer have the helmet because it was passed along to another little girl who was so excited to get to be Strawberry Shortcake on the ski hill. So that's my Here's What Happened. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Carista. What a cute story. I really, really appreciate you going to all the trouble of filming that and sending it in so that we could show it on the podcast. That was just delightful. Here is another shot of Carista's daughter wearing the strawberry hat over her ski helmet, and it is just so cute. She also told me that she is into art yarn spinning and weaving, which is like, I don't even know what that means. But she sent this delightful picture of a weaving that she did. And possibly we could learn how to do that at the retreat. That sounds amazing. I love that idea. So there we are. There's another episode. I hope to see some of you on Saturday in Manassas, Virginia at the Holiday Market. I will be in the Water Tower parking lot, space 111. I don't know exactly where that is, but I'm gonna find it, and that is where you will find me. Should be really fun. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye, knitters.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to bleep this out. Hi, Charlotte. How are you? Good. What are you up to?
Well, I was playing Barbies.
Go play Barbies. All right?
Wait, can you show him in the camera?
It was someone's birthday yesterday, so she did a little bit of shopping. Okay, wanna say bye?
Bye.
Bye.